So you have everything that you need.
Yes.
Here we just controlling because when we get we shall see when we get to we are going to get there is one
So the slideshow will be going through the ceremony.
yeah, that is where we
Oh.
so when we are closer to the time we should be able to come to this so there are quite a lot of them, but we'll be getting to the point. I think everyone will be settling when people are settling, when you call people to settle, they'll just run and then they'll get to that particular point where the proceedings starts. Yes, so I can speed them up if you want. So you just give an indication that you want to get to where things later.
Yes.
Yes.
So the proceeding.
So the proceeding will come a little bit later. For now, the slides will be just coming and starts. These are just for people if we settle in.
Oh, so
you just see. You don't have to say anything. When the proceeding starts now, going to see from the proceeding, then there will be like the next slide and
How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm also the co-host here.
Yes.
Again,
Looking forward.
we are very confident in you guys. We are very confident.
Okay.
So it's just like the information department that is just going on some of the success story and the like. And
But we start exactly at half one because people seem to be out. 28.
yeah, majority of people are out.
Yes, I think we can.
If you tell us to invite people to come through, we can call them.
I'm remembering because Mr. Sindov told me about the time and having to stick to it. Hence, I'm saying everyone is outside. I think we should start getting them in.
And remember, you are the masters of ceremony, so you tell us that we are coming.
So you following my orders today? Yeah. Okay. I love
Today only.
After 4, it's over. Yo.
Yo, it's not gonna.
What? And then uthethe wamkele uProf Jeke. And then Prof Jeke address sazise ngo-Andiswa. Then baba Andiswa athethe, then ndiphinde ndiphakeme, then ndihambe nayo. Then after that, as we move forward, official take a moment. And then then Bobo. On this night, I call upon Orlando's Mr. Konyanga to present the diploma, the undergraduate awards, the diploma and the comments. I think we'll put the young then.
Okay.
Then go Jimane and Lisa born. Then go who's a 12 years. Then we go back to your
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and most of all, our students, welcome. Before we begin, I would like to extend a special welcome to all our attendees in person and those that are joining us virtually via YouTube. Today is a celebration not just of academic brilliance, but of extraordinary potential that lies within every one of us. We gather here not just to honor our best and brightest, but to celebrate a promise of a future driven by dedication and passion of these remarkable students. Together, we're embarking on a journey that transcends classrooms and textbooks to touch the future of our communities, our country, and not to be shy to look beyond Limpopo or even the ocean. This year's ceremony holds special significance as it marks the 60th anniversary of the Department of Economics, our diamond anniversary. For 6 decades, the department has been nurturing and refining potential of our students, shaping them into leaders of tomorrow, much like turning raw diamond into brilliance. I am Tomisa Sokupe, and it's an absolute honor and privilege to stand before you on this momentous occasion. The Department of Economics Annual Awards Ceremony. I am not alone. I am joined by my co-host, Lutando Mbana, and together we will be guiding you through today's celebration of excellence. But this isn't any event. It is a moment for us to pause, reflect, and applaud the inspiring achievements of our students in the Department of Economics. A heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you who have joined us in making this day special. We are truly honored to have some distinguished guests among us. I am thrilled to welcome our keynote speaker, Andiswa Mbadi, a proud graduate of Nelson Mandela University. She's an economist at the Eastern Cape Socio-Economic Consultative Council. We are also delighted to welcome the Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Economic Sciences, Professor Michelle May, the Director of the School of Economics, Development and Tourism, Professor Ronnie Ngadi, and the following heads of department, Dr. Klohesi, Professor Mango, and Professor Mishi. I would like to extend a warm welcome to Professor Charles Waite, an Emeritus Professor in the Department of Economics. Professor Janine Kruger, Chairperson of Faculty's Proposal Committee, and Dr. Amanda van der Berg, Chairperson of the Faculty's Research and Innovation. In addition, the Faculty of Business and Economic Science, Academic Administration, and all those who continuously support the faculty. I am honored to introduce Professor Ronnie Ngadi, a visionary leader and an esteemed scholar. Professor Ronnie Ngadi is a perfect choice to open today's opening ceremony, which is themed Transitioning into the World of Work from University Beginnings to Campus Life and Beyond. His dedication to academic excellency and expertise in economics and entrepreneurship have empowered countless of students and professionals. As the director of the School of Economics, Development and Tourism, Professor Ngadi has contributed significantly to international economic discourse by collaborating with BRICS Nation, focusing on strategies that drive sustainable development, inclusive growth across emerging economies. His insights today will demonstrate how education catalyzes both personal and societal transformation, echoing Nelson Mandela's vision of an equitable future. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Professor Ronnie Ngadi.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. All looking good, everybody here. It's quite exciting to be part of this great event here today. It's always nerve-wracking. When you use these gadgets, I was last night thinking at home, I thought, should I print this thing I'm going to talk about here, or must I carry my gadgets? And then the second thought said, no, carry your gadgets, don't worry. So I made sure that I'm fully charged here and everything, because it can be disappointing. You come here, you can't get these things. So the best way, I thought, let me email this to myself, so that if I'm not, if I can't find it, I can go to my emails, you know. Yeah, with that said, it's so good to see all of you here. Heads of departments, Deputy Dean, Professor Charles Waite, HODs, and our distinguished guest here from EXEC. It's so wonderful to see this collaboration between us and the institutions and government. And that's what we're trying to achieve, so that we're not just that university that stands out there and not really being part of the society. We need a university that is socially relevant, more so economics department, which is one of the social sciences. It's important to ensure that we keep our collaboration, the society, and we do research that is socially relevant. Many years ago, I'm sure Professor, you remember when I started here at University was UPE then, the University of Port Elizabeth. I was part of the research administration in the research office. We used a research committee. We had a special category of funding, which was called socially relevant research. You would fund that research because we always try to ensure that university is part of the society. Well, ladies and gentlemen, allow me today just to welcome you. People have been welcomed already by our MC here. And a special welcome, again, I want to reiterate that our keynote speaker is Andy Sombali. And of course, esteemed guests that are here with us, heads of departments that are in the chairpersons of various committees, and Deputy Dean, everyone here present. Please feel welcome. Our students, welcome. Colleagues, all of you, I welcome you. And I understand, Professor Mishi, this is also, there are people that are also online, right? Yeah, our virtual audience, please feel welcome wherever you are in the country. I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you. It is truly an honor and privilege to stand before you today as we come together to celebrate academic excellence, a hallmark of this prestigious Department of Economics. The event is special in many ways, this event here this afternoon. Not only does it allow us to celebrate the achievements of our top performing students, but it also marks an important milestone in the history of our department, 60 years of excellence in education, research, and service to the community. The significance of this occasion cannot be overstated, as it reflects the profound impact that our department has had on the lives of thousands of students, professionals, and communities over 6 decades. As we commemorate these 60 years, we are reminded of our journey that has brought us here. A journey built on a foundation of academic rigor, innovative research, and a commitment to shaping the future of economics, both in South Africa and beyond. The department's legacy is one of the continuous growth, and its impact is visible through many accomplished professionals. We have passed through these doors, including economists, policymakers, and leaders who contribute to the development of our country and global society. I'm happy to have our keynote address speaker today is one of those that came out through the doors of this university. But today, it's also about looking forward. The theme of this event, transitioning into the world of work from university beginnings to campus life and beyond. It speaks directly to this reality facing each of our students as they move from academic success into professional life. This transition can often feel daunting sometimes. It is a time filled with anticipation, excitement, and perhaps a bit of uncertainty as well. As much as university life has prepared you academically, the world beyond these walls requires an additional set of skills, insights, and mindset to thrive. We live in a time marked with rapid change, driven by technological advancement, shifts in the global economy, and evolving workplace dynamics. For those of you who will soon step into the professional arena, you will encounter a world vastly different from that of previous generations. The job market is more competitive, more dynamic, and more interconnected than ever before. Traditional career paths are shifting, and new opportunities in the field of data analysis, artificial intelligence, financial technologies are emerging. Many of the skills you have developed during your academic journey, particularly the critical thinking and problem-solving abilities cultivated here in the Department of Economics, will serve as the most valuable tools as we navigate these changes. I want to quote Peter Drucker, who said these words: "The best way to predict the future is to create it." I want to quote Charles Darwin's words. Charles Darwin says, "It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change." Your ability to remain flexible and adaptable, to continuously update your knowledge, and to apply what you've learned to new challenges will be key to not just surviving, but thriving in the world of work. Now, let us take a moment to focus on why we are here this afternoon. We are here to recognize, as well as to celebrate, the academic achievements of our students. This is a time to reflect on the hard work, dedication, perseverance that has brought each of you to this point. Excelling in academics requires more than just intelligence. It requires discipline, commitment, and the ability to overcome the challenges. To the award recipients, your success today is not just a reflection of your hard work, but also a testament of your potential. You are the future leaders of our field, and we're incredibly proud of what you've accomplished. Your academic achievements are important, but what matters even more is what you will do with this knowledge moving forward. A famous American civil rights, Dr. Martin Luther King says, intelligence plus character, that is a goal of true education. Your education here at Nelson Mandela University has equipped you with the knowledge and skills to succeed, but it is your character, it is your integrity, it is your empathy, it is your commitment to make a difference. That's what's going to define your future. Of course, none of this will be possible without unwavering support of those who've been by your side throughout this journey. Your professors, your mentors, your family, your friends. Today, we celebrate them also for their guidance, encouragement, and belief in your potential have played a crucial role in your success. To all the families, friends, and mentors here today, allow me to say thank you. Thank you for your support that has helped to shape the bright futures of these young economists. We are deeply grateful. As we celebrate today, I want to remind each of you that your journey does not end here. This is just the beginning. The world of economics offers a vast array of opportunities, and each of you has the potential to make meaningful contributions, whether through advancing economic theory, influencing public policy, or driving innovation in business. That's what we expect from you. I want to close with this, with the words of Nelson Mandela, global icon, who said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. You have the power to create the change that you want. You have the power to impact communities. You have the power to shape economies, to transform the lives of the many people in this world. I therefore want to encourage you to embrace this responsibility with humility, with curiosity, and determination. Once again, congratulations to all the recipients. May today's celebration serve as a reminder of your incredible potential and a springboard to your future success. With that said, I'd like to thank you. Another round of applause, please.
Thank you so much, Prof. Mwati, for sharing your valuable words of wisdom with us. And I would like to first introduce myself. I am Lutando Sipho Mbana, a student of this institution and the economics department. And I want to concur with Prof. Mwati in saying that we need to be socially relevant, or we do need to be a university that is socially relevant, because I've attended a lot of workshops, seminars, and stuff, and I came up with my own definition of a university, whereby I say a university is or should be a hub that seeks to transform an individual holistically, so to go and make a positive impact to the world. So I really concur with you on those few words, Prof. And a university should be a space whereby we should be having robust intellect conversations. Because from my observation, I've seen that there's a prominence of denial of discourse, especially critical discourse, that's happening in our days around the university. So we really need intellectual curiosity and informed discourse. With those few words, I would like to thank Prof. And then I would like to call upon Professor Liwat Jeke, an associate professor in the Department of Economics. Prof. Jeke will provide us with an overview of our guest speaker, Ms. Andy Swambali's impressive career and achievements, which embody the very essence of today's theme, which is transitioning into the world of work from university beginnings to campus life and beyond. I like the theme, from university beginnings to campus life and beyond. Transformation has happened. Transformation has happened. So I would like to Prof. Liwat Jeke to ascend to the podium, and may we give him a round of applause, please.
Thank you, Program Director. Good afternoon, everyone. It's indeed a very good afternoon. And I won't be long. I'm just here to introduce the speaker. So I'm standing in between your lunch and, of course, your certificates. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, our faculty members, students, and also the alumni and those that are watching virtually, I would say all protocols observed, just to avoid missing you and you say I wasn't introduced. So all protocols observed. It is a great pleasure to welcome you to this academic award celebration, together with the 6th year anniversary celebrations of the Department of Economics. Yes, we are marking 6 years now, like 2024. And we are saying that we are marking again academic excellence, and we have also innovative research, and of course we have done some impactful contributions to the field of economics. So I want us to just give a round of applause because of the 60th anniversary. Let's all clap your hands. So basically, I welcome you all on this auspicious occasion as we gather here to honor our outstanding students and our alumni. Of course, we are delighted to introduce our distinguished guest speaker, Ms. Andy Swambali, who has graciously joined us to share the valuable insights and also perspectives. Ms. Mbali is one of the NM's students alumni who obtained a BCom degree and, of course, the BCom honors degree here at NMU. It was still Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University, one of my students. She also has a master's degree from the University of Cape Town, and she has graduated in research with a distinction. Ms. Anderson Bali is a renowned economist by profession with a wealth of experience which spans over 8 years in both the private and the public sector. Currently, she works with the Eastern Cape Socio-Economic Consultative Council, we usually call it ECSEC, a public entity of the Officer of the Premium. She joined ECSEC in 2018, and she has been there writing on a quarterly basis, amongst other things, writing Eastern Cape labor market reports for the Eastern Cape Economic Review reports. She has done extensive work to support local municipalities planning to, with the Eastern Cape province, and was one of the team members driving the district development model, DDM. In 2013 and 2014, Ms. Mbali was an active member here at NMU. Together We Can, which is TWC Society. She together, the Together We Can Society helped empower high school pupils in Nelson Mandela Bay Metropolitan Municipality by tutoring major commerce and science subjects. She was a tutor and mentor of the grade 12 learners in Maspatisane Senior Secondary School in Motherwell. During June holidays, as a part-time community work, Ms. Mbali tutored matriculants from a previous high school. Ms. Mbali is also a former student leader in off-campus residence and the on-campus student residence, we usually call it SSV. While doing an honors degree, Ms. Mbali was a student assistant of the economics department, assisting as well with invigilation. Ms. Mbali is passionate about analyzing data, conducting research on economic development and policy, and collaborating with stakeholders to inform policy and decision-making. Today, Ms. Mbali will address us on transitioning into the world of work, preparations from first time entering the university through the university campus. So please welcome him, please join me in warmly welcoming Ms. Anderson Mbali to a milestone celebrations and award ceremony. Let's clap our hands for her. Thank you.
First up, thank you, Prof. Jeke, for that introduction. I don't think I should reintroduce myself. What an honor it is to be in front of you today. It's actually been 10 years since I have obtained my first degree, my undergrad from this institution. To think not so long ago, I was having pilchard with bread for dinner almost every other night. First, I'd like to say congratulations to the staff of the department. 60 years is a long time, and the work that you're doing is showing out there. Prof. Nwadi, thank you for your leadership. You have made a difference in the school. Professor Waite, one of my lecturers, especially undergrad. I'm not sure if you still remember me. Thank you for your dedication to the School of Economics. You have produced a lot of economists like me. I have few friends who are working in London under your hands. Thank you so much, Professor Waite. Professor Mish, thank you for your achievements. They are truly inspiring. I have seen and I have followed that you are really doing the work as an economist, but not just as a leader within the School of Economics. Thank you so much. So today we gather here to acknowledge the academic achievements of the brightest students, which is you, and acknowledge the contributions of the lectures that they have done to produce students like you. To ensure that this day is a success, I would like to also thank the administrative staff behind all the work. It is all about teamwork. It is such a huge milestone for both the learners and the staff of the department, which is worth celebrating. Besides what Professor Jeke has said, I'm sure you'll note that I have always lived my life with a strong will, and it's built on the importance of excellence, perseverance, and the power of hard work and continuous education. When I say continuous education, I really mean that there's no end to it. As Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon that you can use to change the world. Being an NMU student, a leader, a community mentor, this has taught me the importance of truly living the NMU values wherever I go, like transitioning into the workplace as a young professional. When I was a student, I always kept myself busy. I found myself in a space, in fact, I created a space to do things that I find fulfilling, not just to study and get a degree and leave. The work that you do outside of university, it adds value into your qualification. Join a university society, the community work, the tutoring. I've done it all. And truth be told, I also had fun. I did attend the odd party. By doing all this, I have acquired real life experiences and skills which have assisted me to get where I am today. Because really, the people sitting next to you might be your future colleagues. So why don't you call them colleagues right now? Because you are working together to achieve something. And that's what people do in the workplace. As much as academic excellence matters, it is also important for you to join organizational societies, groups, and anything that is aligned with your career interests in order to cultivate critical thinking, effective communication skills, develop emotional intelligence, conflict resolution skills, to learn to adapt, to learn to change, and to learn to manage your stress. And when you have evidence that you've done all this with the CV that you have built, but not just because you are an academic achiever, but you have proof that you have these skills because you have built your CV by being an active student. All these things will help you going into the workplace. I have witnessed great minds struggling to adjust to real world challenges because they have never experienced how it is like to live and work with strong, opinionated people in the workplace. Your university experience is going to pave the way for you. Trust me, this institution has quite a lot of options for you to explore, a lot of societies, a lot of activities that you can actively be part of to gain experience. Please make sure that you take advantage of all that so that you can gain soft skills that your future self will thank you for and that your future self will really need. The labor market is extremely competitive. We have seen how the unemployment rate has been increasing. We have seen how even amongst people with secondary education, we've seen even with the graduates, we've seen with the females that the unemployment rate is increasing. So that means that you need to do something to set yourself apart from the rest. And your qualification is enough, but in some cases it might not be enough because you always need to set yourself aside from the rest. What is really special about you? You managed to get a distinction, great. There's 100 other students who've got distinctions from the top one or the top five universities in the country. We have students coming from American countries, we have students coming from European countries. They're coming to provide free labor, just to gain experience. Therefore, what is it that sets you apart besides your academic excellence? So today I want to challenge you and say, your academic excellence is great. Congratulations. What else? So I would like to also encourage you to be proactive. By being proactive, I mean start a blog. As an economist, you understand how things are going. You can take theory and be practical about it. Everything that is happening around us, those are the things that we've studied in university. That's the things that you apply economics. Economics is applied sciences. Be practical. Get your name out there. Start a blog if you have to. Read the newspapers. Write back to the newspaper. Get your name out there. Be known, because at the end of the day, we know how competitive the labor market is. For future work, it is very important to be confident and to align yourself with global standards. By this, I mean, be confident that you've got the right foundation from this institution. When you have that foundation, when you have those values of Ubuntu, those values of excellence and integrity, and you are able to apply them wherever you go, even in your interview, when you walk in for that interview, they might see that this is someone who can take the organization further or the company further. So have confidence. Even though we see within the future of work that technology is taking over, I mean, like, it's the key driver of business according to the World Economic Report, as the scarce skills are there, but technology is a driver. This means that you need to continue to learn. You need to continue to relearn and unlearn. You need to continue to upskill and reskill yourself. And this will come from the commitment that you are making to yourself and to your future, that I have this degree, but what else can I do? You know, there are quite a lot of courses that are free online that you can take advantage of. Please explore those options. It will really matter. It's important that we also note that when you are working in the university or you have community work, companies acknowledge that as experience and having leadership qualities and soft skills that the robots don't have. And you have proof for it again. So it will definitely set you apart from the rest. I would also like to emphasize the fact that the workplace has significant challenges related to employee well-being, stress management. We have seen it in the news. Maybe we see around us or even at home how frustrated our parents can be or our friends can be by the work pressures that are being put out there. This reminds us that we are human before we are professionals. As a result, we need to create a working environment, and we need to be future leaders that bring Ubuntu and excellence into the workplace. The workplace doesn't have to be a toxic environment because you are there, you are the leader, you are the boss, you are the manager. We need to be very considerate of the fact that we are humans before we are professionals. Please be different from the rest. Please be disciplined than the rest. Make time to look after yourself, even as a student. Make time to look after yourself. Prioritize your mental well-being and your physical well-being as much as you prioritize excellence. And you must never find yourself in a situation where you're compromising your quality of your work or the quality of your assignments because you are not well. Because that means that you only recharge when your human body battery is at 20%, and you're supposed to disconnect and recharge when it's at 50% at least. So please look after yourself. Excellence is good, but we need leaders that are healthy. If you are healthy, you will treat others better. So please have a spirit of Ubuntu and excellence into the workplace. This institution has a foundation of a vast of colleagues that you can learn from. They are also human, but the values, they are yours to practice. You must leave those values. Last, I want you to know that when you walk out of here, walk out with confidence and know that the sky is only the beginning. Your discipline, your dedication, and your hard work has gotten you a seat in this very special room. As we recognize and celebrate one of your accomplishments in your life today, I hope you truly feel that you belong here and tomorrow the world is yours. Have confidence, remain disciplined. Your dreams are within reach. Stay proactive. Congratulations once again. All the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Mbali, for your enlightening address that truly resonates with today's theme. You truly hit on the key points that education doesn't end. I grew up around the women in my lives would always say, "Mntanam, imfundo ayikugelwa," which simply translate as you're never too old to learn. So the pursuit of knowledge is important, whether it's professional, whether it is personal development. And as Ms. Mbadi highlights how important it is to be devoted to learning, and also most importantly, to take care of ourselves. As mental health or awareness is growing so much and has been very prevalent in our society today. So taking good care of ourselves so we can be better selves, and others that get to experience us also get to experience a better version of who we are, and that is really important. Thank you so much, Ms. Andiswambali, and thank you we deeply appreciate the inspiration and the wisdom that you have shared with us today. Now, as we move forward with our ceremony, it is important to recognize that the success of our students, as Prof. Nwati says, it's not theirs alone. It is shared. It is shared by the lectures, the departmental secretaries, faculty administrators, and tutors, SI leaders who have walked alongside them on this journey. These individuals have guided and uplifted the students that we are here to celebrate. So before we continue, let us take a moment to express our deepest gratitude. Please join me in giving a well-deserved applause for their tireless commitment to ensuring that they give the utmost best to the students. Before we begin the awards presentation, I'd like to take a moment to extend my heartfelt congratulations to all the recipients today. Your achievement is a testament to your resilience, dedication, passion, and most of all, a glimpse into a bright future that you are creating. As you continue in your academic and professional journeys, remember that Nelson Mandela University will always stand behind you as a source of knowledge, support, and inspiration. You are not just students, you are architects, architects of a tomorrow, architects of a tomorrow. We couldn't be prouder of all your accomplishment, to an unending accumulation of success in your respective journeys. As we move forward with the award presentation, my co-hosts and I will announce and celebrate the accomplishment of our students across different qualifications, both undergraduate and postgraduate level. We ask the award recipients to pause a moment after receiving their certificates in order to allow our official photographer to capture the moment. So I will call upon Ms. Sikunyana to present the undergraduate awards, diploma in economics. Oh, seems like I forgot my job, sorry. All right, we'll start from third place. First years, first place, there is a tie. Miss Liziwe Magwaza. And Miss Kabelo Shihoti, first place. All right, second years, second place. Second years, second place, diploma in economics, Mr. Uko Muoli. First place, diploma in economics, second year, Ms. Kushem Ashane. Third year, diploma in economics, second place, Ms. Zizile Mtigaga. And now we're moving on to diploma in economics extended. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. And first place, third year diploma in economics, Ms. Lihle Seti. Okay. I call upon Ms. Lungwane to please help hand out the awards for diploma in economics extended. First year, second place, Mr. Tibonise Tabet. First place, Diploma in Economics Extended, Miss Yolanda Sitole. Second year, second place, Miss Kanya Nyedwa. Third year's second place, or first place rather, Miss Ndogozo Mukawu. Third year's second place, Miss Nkateko Phakula. Third year's first place, Mr. Tobani Nhlabathi. Fourth year's second place, Mr. Bulelani Majali. And lastly, Diploma in Economics Extended, fourth year, first place, Mr. Jared Jacobs. Now I call upon Mr. Kapopo to come and help us present the Advanced Diploma in Economics. Advanced Diploma in Economics, second place, Ms. Thokozani Nhlahla. Advanced Diploma in Economics, first place, Ms. Nosihle Cele. For Bachelor's of Commerce, General Economics, I call upon Dr. Futoi to come and help us present. First place, or first year rather, second place, Mr. Akanani Ntengando, who's not in attendance. And first year, first place in the Bachelor's of Commerce, General Economics, Ms. Isango Vilane. Second year, in second place, Ms. Jemima Lowo. And in first place, Ms. Kamogelo Ndlovu. Third year, second place, Ms. Chantal Mashaya Mombe. Third year's first place in the Bachelor's of Economics, General Economics, Ms. Aphelele Amantande Mangaliso. Bachelor's of Commerce, General Economics, Extended, Ms. Tessendorf will present. First year, second place, no award, and first place, first year, Ms. Kuhlulu Baloy. Second year, in second place, Ms. Ariana Solomon. Second year, in first place, Ms. Ashley Gabuza. And third years, let's move into the fourth years. In second place, all right. And fourth year in second place, Mr. William Muhula. I think they're not in attendance. And then in second place, also Israel Dengu, who's not here. And in first place, Mr. Sombani Magwandewiri, who's not here with us today. I call upon Dr. Klohesi to help me present the Bachelor of Commerce in Economics and Statistics. First year, in second place, Ms. Aneliswa Mejeni. And in first place, Mr. Mweti Gamela. Second year, in first place, Ms. Nosisa Si Zaiya. Third years, in second place, Ms. Teboho Masiba. And in first place, Ms. Mudalini Daga. And for the Bachelors of Commerce in Logistics and Transport Economics, I call upon Prof. Nwadi to please come and help me to present the following awards. Bachelors of Commerce in Logistics and Transport Economics. First place, Conrad Damas, who's not in attendance today. Second years in second place, Sharik Matthews. First place, Ms. Simpiwe Mabuza. George Campus Bachelors of Commerce, General Economics and Business Management. I call Ms. Hlongwane to please come and help me present the following awards. Bachelors of Commerce, in Economics and Business Management. First year, in second place, Liam Vinter, who's not in attendance. And in first year, Michelle Doyle, who is also not in attendance. Second year, in second place, there's no award. And second year, in first place, Ms. Anele Shongwe. That marks the end of the undergraduate awards. And now I call upon Lutando, my co-host, to introduce Professor Charles Waite.
Thank you, Tumisa. I have something to say and something to propose. You're so tense. You're so tense and stiff. And I would like to propose to Prof. Mishi, Prof. Nwati, next year, may we please have a sound system, a sound desk, because it's so tense and I don't like it for me and you. But let's move forward. It is now my pleasure to introduce Professor Charles Waite, who will be delivering a special address titled, I quote, Reflections on the Department of Economics at 60, as we are celebrating 60 years of the department this year, close quotes. Professor Waite's distinguished academic career spans over 5 decades. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. During which he has made significant contributions not to only our university, but to the broader field of economics, both locally and internationally. He's an international person. He's an international guy. His insights drawn from years of leadership and teaching are especially fitting for today's celebration of academic excellence. This reflection on the Department of Economics' 60 years old journey is a significant moment, highlighting the legacy that underpins the success of both our undergraduate and postgraduate students. Professor Waite, could you please ascend to the stage? And may we give him a huge round of applause. Yes, I need Loma Coelho. Continue up until he reaches the stage. Just a moment. Just a moment. Just a pause. I would assume all of you would stand up for this gigantic man and give him a huge round of applause. You can come, sir. You may be seated.
Masters of Ceremony, ladies and gentlemen, yes, it makes one feel very small. at an anniversary at the age of 60. Now, that is a few years behind me. And there were no diamonds. Whether it is a marriage or whether it's a monarch on the throne, or whether it is a birthday or any other institution that reaches that milestone of 60, it is normally associated with diamonds. And therefore, you will allow me to stipulate a few characteristics of diamonds. Diamonds are described as the hardest material known. It can only be cut or scratched by another diamond. Diamond consists for 99.95% of only one material, carbon. This carbon is formed into diamonds at a depth of at least 160 kilometers down in the earth, where there are tremendous pressures and tremendous temperatures. Diamonds show their real beauty only when they are cut and polished by expert diamond cutters and diamond polishers. So the question is, what are the correspondence between diamonds and the Department of Economics at the age of 60? Now, I would like to refer to the circumstances under which the department grew to the age of 60, instead of referring to pressures and heat. Because if I refer to pressures and heat, it may give the impression that we were pushed into a corner where we reacted out of fear to be overcome by such intense temperatures. Act number 1 of 1964 was the act on the University of Port Elizabeth, on grounds of which this university was established and could start its academic programs early in 1965. That is where the 60 comes from. The department started in a male-dominated manner with 2 staff members, Professor Hubert Botha, who came from a senior lectureship at UCT, became the first head of the department and also the first dean of the faculty, and Dr. Chris van Wyk, who recently at that stage got a doctorate from the University of Stellenbosch. Now, I wasn't here at that stage, but I believe that the university had its growing pains. And I would like to mention 2 incidents that may explain why the university in those early days had growing pains. The first Vice-Chancellor, Professor Marais, came from the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research to become the Vice-Chancellor. And he made a remark in my presence one day. I don't know why in my presence, I was only a pipsqueak on the staff at that stage. But he said he never realized when he came to the university how powerful an organ the Senate of a university is. Now, I suppose there was some friction between him and Senate at that stage. The other incident was being a physicist. Professor Marais was a person who thought in terms of formulae. It is said that he called a staff meeting where he wanted to discuss what would be the elements of a staff formula. Nowadays, we talk about a workload model. And to start the meeting, he referred to the then very classical professor of English, Professor Davies. And he asked him, Professor Davies, how long does it take you to prepare a lecture? And the answer was, a lifetime, Mr. Vice-Chancellor. By the time I came on the 1st of October 1972, the university has largely outgrew those growing pains. And I would like to say that the forces that shaped the Department of Economics on its way to its diamond anniversary came from three main sources. First, there is the development of the subject itself. Secondly, there were developments, there still are developments outside the ivory tower. And then in the third instance, there are factors that shape universities in general and this university in particular. At the time when I left my lecturing position at the University of Stellenbosch to come here, it was still customary to have a module in Economics 1, which was called Descriptive Economics. Descriptive economics meant a study, an analysis of the structure of the economy of that country, with little bits of economic history in between. And it was not only in South Africa, it was a fairly universal approach at that stage. I remember I saw a book that was written by J.R. Hicks of Cambridge University, in which he actually wrote a textbook on descriptive economics, particularly, of course, for Cambridge University with the structure of the British economy, and very little what we would nowadays call micro and macroeconomics in there. Nonetheless, at that stage, which I'm talking about, microeconomics was firmly established and was lectured to as such. I remember in my first year as a student at Stellenbosch University, our lecturer was the first woman who was appointed in the Department of Economics. And if I may tell this little incident which she told us, when she was appointed at the University of Stellenbosch as a lecturer in economics, the Department of Economics was still situated in the Faculty of Law. And at that stage, the Faculty of Law had a very eccentric dean. And when she attended the first faculty board meeting on a Friday afternoon, he looked at the staff and he said, "Now, which fool brought along his wife this afternoon?" Imagine that being said nowadays. Anyhow, we never heard all these funny terminologies which we use in Economics 1, marginal utility and you name it, marginal costs and what things, and all those things she dictated to us and we had to write it down. She didn't believe any textbook is good enough for her. But let's leave it at that. Microeconomics was quite well established. At this university and elsewhere in the country at that stage, macroeconomics was still more or less spread over a number of different modules like money and banking, international economics, public finance, economics of demography, and that kind of thing. But here, when I came, microeconomics and macroeconomics were already separate modules in the second year, but not yet in the first year. So soon after we moved to the Somerset campus in 1974, we also reorganized Economics 1 into the micro and macroeconomics, which we still have today. At that stage, like nowadays, the third year was already organized around a number of specialization fields, which were built on the microeconomics and the macroeconomics of the first and the second year. In 1979, the Vian Commission reported on trade unions, and that brought labor economics to the foreground So we inserted a module labor economics in the third year. Unfortunately, in the process, we had to sacrifice the development of economic thought, but we decided to work that into the different modules. Now, it goes beyond the scope of my short address this afternoon to talk about the development of thought in all these different modules. But I would like to refer to three major events in the economic history over the last 60 years, three events which definitely shaped what we are doing and what our present students are encountering in the Department of Economics. Now, in two of these cases, we can use the language of macroeconomists. We can talk about economic shocks that occurred over the last 60 years. But before I go on to that, let me just mention something as far as the development of microeconomics is concerned. As I said, I can't spend more time on that this afternoon, but that one topic in microeconomics which the students always enjoy, game theory. Game theory is 45 years older than the department. It was established in economic theory in the 1920s. But it really found its feet in microeconomics in the 1970s. And interestingly enough, in 1994, the Nobel Prize for economics was awarded to three game theorists, to Harsenay, to Nash, and to Selton. I spoke about shocks. The first shock to the world economy in the 60 years I'm talking about came in 1973, when OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, when they decided to use powers which our microeconomic students also know about, they decided to use their cartel powers to raise the price of oil. Now, I want you please to hold on to your chairs. In June 1973, oil was still sold at $2.90 per barrel. And about 3 months later, in October 1973, at $5.11 per barrel. That was a rise of 76.21%. Now, if you go to our good old friend Google, who gets us out of all our lack of knowledge, Google converts $2.90 in 1973 at American inflation rates, converts that to $20.57 in 2024. And this morning, crude oil was selling at $74 per barrel. So it's almost 4 times what an inflation-adjusted price of oil ought to be. By December 1973, that is about 6 months after they started using their muscle, the price of oil stabilized at about between $11 and $13 per barrel. Now, what has that got to do with economics? It brought a new concept, which economists, macroeconomists have not yet thought about. Stagflation, the combination of stagnation and inflation. And all of a sudden, Keynesian economics was completely upset, because Keynesian economics worked with a simplified world, which Krugman describes as follows. He says, Keynesian economics was about mass unemployment had a single cause, inadequate demand, and an easy solution, expansionary fiscal policy. And suddenly, stagflation upset this Keynesian apple cart. Now, if you go to a textbook that is used in the department, particularly at postgraduate level, Snowden and Vane, then you can go and read about all the macroeconomic theories that developed as a result of stagflation, as a result of the dilemma in which Keynesian economics suddenly found itself. I just mentioned without detail monetarism, new classical macroeconomics, real business cycle theory. But one important concept now came to the fore, and that is a term which I want you to remember until the end. I'm going to use it again: supply-side economics. Supply-side economics, and by the way, OPEC still relies on managing the supply of oil to manipulate the price. As I said, the textbooks can give you detail of the different reactions to the Keynesian school. I just want to quote one or two statements here. The new classical real business cycle and new Keynesian schools place emphasis on issues relating to aggregate supply. Supply-side economics resurfaced. And then there came a debate between what people that called themselves traditional supply-siders and the new supply-siders. Now, never mind what that debate was, but Tobin at one stage said about these new supply-siders, he said they administer Keynesian medicine as anti-Keynesian doctors. Then there was the Austrian school. The Austrian school is important to mention because in the second major shock, which I want to refer to, they were the only people that were right. But we'll come to that. On the eve of this second shock, Alan Greenspan, who at that time was the governor of or the president of the Federal Reserve in America, the compeer of our president of the South African Reserve Bank, he made this observation. He said global economic forces that had driven long-term interest rates lower and ignited a sharp rise in home prices in many parts of the world. In the United States, homes had increased in value so much that households feeling flush seemed more willing to spend. Now, for your study of the monetary transmission mechanism, this should sound quite familiar. Feeling flush, more willing to spend. That is the wealth effect, the balance sheet effect in the monetary transmission mechanism. And it is this feeling flush, more willing to spend, which actually caused the Great Recession of 2007, 2008. Now, Greenspan, in the light of these events, he wrote the following. He said, despite extensive efforts to capture and quantify what we perceive as the key macroeconomic relationships, our knowledge about many of the important linkages is far from complete, and in all likelihood will always remain so. Every model, no matter how detailed or how well designed, conceptually and empirically, is a vastly simplified representation of the world that we experience with all its intricacies on a day-to-day basis. Now, I think in this quotation by Greenspan is a challenge to our award winners. In your postgraduate research, master's degree and PhD, and also in your work, in the workplace. It is your job to bring us closer to a better and a more complete knowledge of key relationships and a further unraveling of the world with all its intricacies. I spoke about the shock that came from the oil price. The second one I'll be short on, that is the Great Recession of 2007, 2009. Now, at that stage, and I suppose many of you have read such comments, at that stage, macroeconomists were advised to scrap their theory for the simple reason it was said, and even Queen Elizabeth made the remark, why couldn't you foresee the Great Recession coming? Your theories seem to be a lot of nonsense. But about 10 years after 2007, in 2017, Cristiano wrote an article in which he said that instead of scrapping macroeconomics, that Great Recession actually revised the ISLM theory and also the paradox of thrift. And it has helped us to realize and to recognize how important the financial sector is, and that we need to bring the financial sector into our macroeconomic theories, particularly the problem of the difference in maturity between assets and liabilities in the banking sector. Now, it would seem to me that in the light of this experience and this comment by Cristiano, we are on the right track with our modules on the economics of financial markets, maybe a little bit of fine-tuning of our syllabi, just to make sure that we incorporate what we learned from the Great Recession. That, in brief, was the second one. Now, I want us to rewind from 2007 to 1987. And that brings me to the third one of these three main events. And that was the growing awareness of the negative production externalities which come from secondary industry, agriculture, mining, fishing, and all other economic activities. Those negative production externalities, realizing them, made the United Nations appoint the World Commission on Environment and Development, which is also known as the Brundtland Commission, and which was, the report was received in 1987, being called the Brundtland Commission because the chairman was Mrs. Gro Brundtland, a politician from Sweden at that stage. Now, that report changed our economic growth terminology from talking about sustained growth to talking about sustainable growth. If you analyze those two concepts, you'll notice there's a big difference between sustained growth and sustainable growth. Now, again, in the light of that report, I think we are also on the right track with our economics of development and our research, environmental and ecological economics. What we need to revise, I think, is that day in Economics 1 when we deal with natural resources. We have to be a little bit more elaborate on natural resources in the light of what we hear every day about climate change and that kind of thing. Now, if we look at these three major events, what do they tell us about economics, the economy, and the diamond? I think these three issues point to one major difference between the economy, economics, and the diamond. and that is a diamond consists of 99.95% of one element, namely carbon. The economy is different. We quoted Greenspan when he said, every model, no matter how detailed or how well designed, conceptually and empirically, is a vastly simplified representation of the world that we experience with all its intricacies on a day-to-day basis. And even Keynes in 1936 already recognized this when he wrote the following in the General Theory. He said, after we have reached a provisional conclusion by isolating the complicating factors one by one, we then have to go back on ourselves and allow as well as we can for the probable interactions of the factors amongst themselves. Masters of Ceremonies, I think I've overstayed my welcome, but as you all know, doesn't matter whether you stand this side of the lectern or whether you sit on the other side, the attendance time span is more or less 20 minutes. And your speaker also hasn't got the breath span of a politician for speaking. However, just a few more points to raise. In a recent publication on the university, chapter 5 is devoted to the transformation process, but only from 2005. The foundational work as far as the transformation process is concerned, politically, mainly on the political side, as we used to call it, is work that was done from as far back as November 1986. And I'm proud to say that it has its foundations in this faculty. And I had the privilege to participate between 1986 and 2000. Now, talking about transformation, as I mentioned at the beginning, staff in the department was initially male-dominated. I remember the time when we were 5 men as the only staff members. But we needed no transformation process to become gender sensitive. Females were appointed as they emerged as the best applicants. Changing demographics on both sides of the lectern happened without obstructions as the transformation process unfolded. Never did it enter the minds of any of the males in the department to write what Keynes have written. And now the phylogenists, misogynists, feminists, and anyone else, listen carefully what Keynes wrote at one stage. I quote, "I think I shall have to give up teaching females after this year. The nervous irritation caused by 2 hours' contact with them is intense. I seem to hate every moment, every movement of their minds. The minds of the men, even when they are stupid and ugly, never appear to me so repellent." That was never said in our department. And don't rush out to buy the General Theory. You won't find it in there. At the Diamond Jubilee, let me still mention Peace Must Fall in 2016 and COVID-19. In my own mind, 2016 once more underlined to me that the university is a place where problems are solved and differences are bridged by rational and factual debate, not by throwing bricks, burning tires, and trampling on human rights. The effect of COVID-19 is well documented in the book I refer to. Professor Cheryl Foxcroft has written a full chapter on it, so I'm not going to repeat any of that. As far as new developments in the department are concerned since 2005, I think one major development is the fact that we introduced soon after 2005, we introduced the diploma in economics, and then followed the articulation possibilities with the different diplomas, so that it is now possible, which was not possible before 2005. It is now possible for a person who initially does not qualify for degree studies to eventually reach a PhD. And that, I think, is a major development. And then, of course, we also have the structured degree, M degree in economics. I personally have one regret, and that is the loss of the Latin names for our qualifications. But enough of the rear view mirror. What is on the radar screen? I see an economy and a community in which our award winners will be among the diamonds that will not be pushed around by the whims and fancies of populists, but will stand as hard as diamonds for what they regard as right, equitable, and just. And now, on this side of the lectern, this is why I spoke about supply side earlier on. On this side of the lectern, I see supply siders who each year receive a new batch of raw diamonds, ready to cut and polish these diamonds and supply the community with shining diamonds, who see their task as future economists, in the words of De Martino, who wrote the following. He said, to improve the functioning of the economy and public policy, and that enhance the quality of life. Thank you.
Rubbing shoulders with the legends. I love it for me. I just want to say thank you to Prof. For your thoughtful reflections on the remarkable 60-year journey of the department. Your insights have not only deepened us, but we do appreciate to know more about the legacy of the department. And I do want to say that, let me fix my head first. You are a leader. You are a mentor. You are an academic. You are a teacher. You're an intellect. You are a philanthropist. And words fail me to express how grateful I and we are for what you have just done for us. And I want to pose a challenge to the department, to the faculty. So I see the deputy dean there. That we must, 60 years is a long journey. And there must be something that must be done with this information. This is rich history. Be innovative, please. Please, I beg. Be innovative. As
if I may just mention, talking about history, I've got a photo which I'll make available of first graduation ceremony where the department at the same graduation ceremony awarded an honors degree, a master's degree, and a doctoral degree.
Yaiva. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I think let's wait for him to sit down, just to give him respect. Because I suppose he's the oldest. He's the older one in this room. Even older than my grandmother. Older. As we move forward, my beautiful dear Leonard colleagues, you are colleagues now, and not just an audience, but you are colleagues. It is now time to celebrate the achievement of our postgrads or postgraduate students who continue to elevate academic standards of this department. Their hard work, dedication, and research excellence are a testament to the very principles that have guided us over the past 6 decades. And may we please give them a round of applause before they ascend the stage. As we're going to do the award ceremony giving doors and doors now, I will call upon Dr. Kabobo Sekaps to ascend to the stage as we're going to give awards to postgraduate diploma in applied economics. And a round of applause for him. So round rules. We clap up until the recipient reaches the stage. Anne, thank you. We've got the postgraduate diploma in applied economics. We've got second place, and the recipient is Miss Sinazo Matikana. Love it. I love it. And smile when you are here. You are not here to take a picture of an ID or a license. Into yakho le ayinabungozi. Abungozi. Thathani le nto. And for the first place, we have got sure. We have got Miss Asanda Ithal Mambila. Love it for you, my dear. I said we clap up until. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Sir Caps. As we move to the Bachelor of Commerce Honors in Economics, I would like to call upon Prof. Jeke to come to the stage. Yes, Prof. Yes. Why did you stop the roll when it's Prof? Guys, we are here to celebrate. We're not here to sleep. For the second place, I would like to call upon Miss Tandiwe Priscilla Simwaga, who unfortunately is not attending, but may we give her her moment and clap for her. And then for the first place, I would like to call upon Miss Esona Sibabalo Jaha. Yeah, but if there was a sound desk, there would be something that is playing. But okay, we are not there. Thank you so much, Prof. Okay. So now we move to masters. The Master of Commerce in Economics / coursework and research. I would like to call upon Dr. Matikinya to come to the stage, please. For the Bachelor of Commerce, Why I'm going to the bachelor. For the Masters of Commerce in Economics, Coursework and Research, we've got, in second place, we've got Mr. Nelelo Vuba, who unfortunately is not attending, but may we give him his place. And then for the first place, we've got Miss Lana Erasmus. Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much. We move along with our program. We go to the Masters of Commerce in Research, and I would like to call the Deputy Dean of the Faculty of BES, Prof. May, to come to the stage. Sorry for that. For the Masters of Commerce in Economics Research, we have got in second place, and I love this, woman club, because it's only females who are going to be recipients in this slot. So woman club. In the second place, we've got Miss Otandwayo Sisi Pomioli. In the first place, we have got Miss Siposetu Velamva. Thank you so much. There's a song ethi Zajika izinto. Siyajika ngokwezinto. We now come to the highlight of today's ceremony, the recognition of our Doctor of Philosophy in Economics Award winners. May we give them a round of applause first? Allow me to say that these individuals have demonstrated outstanding dedication and scholarly excellence in their research. And by those few words, or by that one sentence, I would like to call upon Ms. Mbali, come to the stage. In second place, the award goes to Dr. Doctor. A very important Dr. Tuma Makwele for his for just to enlighten you and give you for your own information, his thesis is titled, I quote, Economic Complexity and Inclusive Growth in Sub-Saharan Africa, a cross-country analysis, close quotes. And for the first place, the award is presented to Dr. Willard Basa. His thesis is titled, I quote, Financial Inflows, Institutional Framework, Financial Development and Growth in the SADC region, 2007 to 2021, close quotes. Congratulations to, I'm tall, ne? Okay, put like this, I'm tired now, flawless leaning. Congratulations to both our PhD award winners. Truly that's an inspiration. I want to be there. I want to have that title, doctor, and probably move higher stakes and be prof. I'm coming. I speak existence into those things. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Watch out. So as we come to the conclusion of the Department of Economics annual award ceremony, on behalf of the Department of Economics, I wish once to again congratulate all the award recipients, and may we just give them a huge round of applause. Now, before I call upon the HOD of the department to come and give us a vote of thanks, we must be thanked for coming here. You must be thanked for your hard work. I would just like to say that to those that did not receive awards today, remember that excellence is not limited to a single moment, but a lifetime pursuit or a lifelong pursuit. You too have the potential to make a significant impact, to shape a better tomorrow, and to live up to our university's motto of change the world, positively so. And use this day as a springboard to draw your aspirations and ambitions. Excellence knows no boundaries, and your dedication can truly change the world. By those few words, may we clap for Prof. Mishi to come to the stage.
I've raised the bar high, so I need to lower it a little bit. I'm not that tall, yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for really this precious moment. It is precious moment because of you. And I have very much simple task here. And for every year of the department's in existence, I would like just a minute from you so that we can then have our lunch, late lunch. So you can count how many minutes I need for that. All right. I really wear tie once in a blue moon, so you can guess that the moon is blue. I only wear when there is a special occasion like this, and it is in honor of all the students that have succeeded in their academics. It does not mean that you would have finished your qualification now, but we have noted your success. And thank you so much for putting all the effort and for working hard to achieve such results. There are those that are among us that you see that if you were in the ceremony last year, you've heard their names and they are here, and I counted 15 of them. There is great persistence, and it is only through dedication that you can achieve that. But Professor Wade, you talked about diamonds, that they can only be cut or they can only be scratched by another diamond. To tell you the truth, they do scratch us, these students. And we hope also that we do scratch them here and there. But in all honesty, what we are trying to make us all better in the process. You have entered this university in different gates. This is one of the university as a comprehensive university that have got different avenues to get through here. Some have come through the diploma, some have come through the higher certificates, some have come through the degree, and some have entered at the postgraduate level. But you are all here celebrating this success just because when you were here in this particular environment, we tried by our means to actually polish you the best that we could. I would like to extend heartfelt gratitude to the families that have sent you here, that have helped you to choose this particular institution. And we are very much grateful for the support that they give you and for the funding and all the upkeep that you have. We've heard that you have not only aspired to be known for the success, but also for the struggles that you encounter in life. If you only want to be known for the success, then you fail to inspire those that are facing different challenges. They need also to look up to someone. They need also to know that it is possible amidst all the challenges. So as we celebrate, as we share our success, let's also have the courage and boldness to share the struggles from the trenches that we come from, so that we can unburden those that really feel so much overwhelmed by the circumstances that they are finding themselves in. It is a challenge that I'm giving you. We have been told that we need to cultivate critical thinking by the keynote speaker. Thank you so much, Madam Keynote Speaker, for the kind words and also the words of encouragement and guiding our students. You have walked through the corridors of this institution specifically, and you have entered the industry, and your words will go a long way. Not only to the students, we have also really copied them, and we are going to be utilizing them as we go on. And to the deanery, represented by Prof. May. And we know that the executive dean is not here, but we know that you are representing that particular space. Thank you so much for attending and for your presence here. Professor Nwadi, thank you so much for your presence here as the director of the school, and really for the task that you have here to welcome all of us. We felt very much welcome, and I believe that everyone felt at home. We have those that are coming all the way from George, our academics and also students, and they feel also very welcome as they were in this city. And thank you so much for that. We have heard the great history, and I don't know who can recount that history other than the person who have been there as the history was being made. And every now and then, we always trouble Professor Wade. We go to him, he tells us all these stories because they help to shape us. We cannot run away from our history. And that is what you have reminded us today, that it is the history that makes us. And here we are also making history. Like I said, some of your names were on the program last year, and also it is on the program here. You are making history. History is made one day at a time, and that Prof. Wade, very much grateful for the words that you have shared with us. We have the sister and not the brother departments that are represented here. And we thank you so much for coming. And we share programs with Department of Statistics, and you have seen the HOD for statistics here, and also awarding certificates. We have Professor Margo, also the HOD for Development Studies, and others that have also given apologies. We really thank you for the partnership in this particular journey. And thank you for your presence here and for all the support that you give to these students. Thank you. There are watchdogs, and there are those that really make the university function. Sometimes it's almost behind the scene. And I remember someone was actually chairing a meeting earlier in the morning at 9, and they are also here. I am talking about chairs of different committees. For those that have done their master's, their PhD, you will remember that your proposal goes several stages. It has to pass through the faculty, and often there's, where is that faculty committee? Can I go and query with them? Who is that particular person? So the chairperson for the faculty postgraduate studies, for the faculty proposal committee is here, Professor Janine Kruger. Thank you so much for your presence. Like I said, the student polishers, sometimes they come to us again and say, no, I don't agree with you. But that is the art of the game. It's a university. We continue to debate issues. We continue to sharpen our minds. Minds sharpen each other, just like the iron does. And we have the chairperson for research and innovation and internationalization. You need to remind me. RI chairperson, Dr. Amanda Vanderbeek, and thank you so much for your presence. So when you see me not going anywhere on sabbatical or whatnot, not that she had declined my application for sabbatical. And you see all the other colleagues going for sabbatical, then you know that she had approved for their sabbatical. So that is what does the innovation. Ethics matters. Unfortunately, the chairperson for ethics is not here, but also it falls under basically here. So for those that often struggle with ethical clearance, meet with Dr. Vanderbeek later on. She will explain what will be going on there. The Masters of Ceremony. Wow, they deserve a round of applause. They managed to help us to be on time, except that they can't control me now because I am at the end and I need to thank them. So thank you so much to the two of you. You have done excellent. Well, Mr. Sokupe and Mr. Lutando Bana. Thank you. To my fellow colleagues within the department, staff members, and the work that you do, it is quite the one that brings us here in this particular manner. If you don't keep the integrity of our qualifications, if you don't put all those extra hours, if you don't really take up the workload that Professor Wade was talking about, it will not be possible to achieve this. So thank you so much for the work that you do. And you have seen them also coming through here to hand over the awards because they are the one that really helped to produce this. There are permanent staff members, there are the contract one that help to support us to ensure that work is going on. And some of them you see also a student, they were receiving awards. And thank you so much, staff members. I want to mention here that if you look at the program, someone would ask, but how did you determine the doctoral, the graduate, the PhD, winners? It was a process led by Dr. Matekenya, and it involved a panel of presentations. The panelists were internal, Professor Roningwadi, Professor Charles Waite, and external, Professor Tsitsim Tambara at Rhodes University, and also Dr. Kodesani Sobane at HSRC, a specialist in science communication. You would see that kind of challenge that with a definition of a university, and that is only feasible when we can communicate our science. And that is why we put this panel, and we had then presentation to be able to determine who is the winner. And they have won, they are here. You have also noted that on the program, there is a popular winner there. I don't know if you have noticed, but that winner had not come here, and we hope that that winner one day will come through. There is one called No Award. That is an award to our integrity. That is an award to our bar for excellence. That is an award that we do not compromise. We have set standards to when we say we are awarding excellence. If we have not met that bar, we have not met that bar. So that is our award as a department. So So to my colleagues, to my team, to the faculty, to everyone, thank you so much for supporting us to ensure that we keep that particular bar. But we hope it's not going to be as popular as they are. Possibly they are the one that we don't want to see in the next. And I would like to thank all our service providers for the venue, for the catering that we are going to have. Before I forget, please don't rush. There is something that is set for you. For those that do the decor, for the ICT, you have seen Angus Association and Eden, they were all in and out. Thank you so much for the support. And there are those that really drove the whole program. Ms. Sharon Tessendorf. Thank you so much. Maybe with tears here and there, with some laughters here and there, with some push here and there, some hard knock on my door if I've responded to another email and the like, and some screaming maybe in the ears of other colleagues like Professor JK, Mr. Erasmus, Miss Elizabeth Moodley, Dr. Matekenya, and Ms. Zilke Sikunyana as part of that committee that set up all this. Thank you so much for that. Well, I think I'm now on 30 years of our department, so I'm left with other 30 years. For the funders, I mentioned the funders for the qualification, but also these awards that you see, they do not come just as a piece of paper. It is backed by some monetary value on it. It has got some diamond behind it, if we can call it that way. So we would want to thank Economic Research Southern Africa for consistently providing the funds for awarding our degree students. Economic Research Southern Africa, you are acknowledged. Then also would want to thank the department in its enterprising that we are able to generate third stream income. That goes a long way to also support and fund the diploma stream in all the awards. So I thank all the colleagues in the department, if you can give them a round of applause. So you see students, sometimes when these academics push you so much hard, they know they are putting also money to it. So please bear with them and we can all be great. At this particular moment now, I would like to call some few individuals in front so that I can be able to conclude this particular program. So first, I would like to call Miss Andy Swambali. Thank you so much for you. Carry our worries and always remember us. Thank you. I'd like to call upon Professor Nwadi. Thank you for the leadership. Professor Wait, if I can trouble you to come forward. Thank you. Right. Mr. Lutando Mbana, come through. almost forgetting which one is which. Thank you. Isitumi sasokupe. Thank you so much for the lesson. Ms. Sharon Chesandov. Professor Liwat Jeke. Miss Erasmus. Kwebe. And Miss Elizabeth Mutbi. Dr. Weliso Matekenya. And Miss Cynthia Sikunyana. Thank you for steering the committee to ensure that we have this precious moment. I'd like to call upon, I'm only left with two things.
realize that
All the award winners, please. Award winners, please do go for a group photo, please. We need it outside. It's outside, yeah. Please, colleagues, let's get outside.
Pause.
You are welcome. You are welcome. Please, let's go outside this side to get a group photo, please. Then we can have our eats. Let's go through. It's just this side, please.
Tell them the hashtag. So they don't
Yes.
forget the hashtag.
Colleagues, let's go. Please, let's go outside first, then we can take individual photos.
Okay, Masambe.
Let's get the group photo first.
Sharon.
I know. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm trying to get many, not one.
Thank you, Kanisha. Appreciate it. Eu tenho que provar isso, meu Deus. Dankie Kanisa. So ek kan doen. Ek dink die sak.